All right, the Boelens python got a nice medium rat. We usually feed him every 2 to 3 weeks, and because you don't want to overfeed these guys, and he's still swallowing that rat. He's very happy. He'll eat every week if I let him, but I don't, because I know that's the kiss of death for these guys. So you got to feed him sparingly. He's pushing that rat, the final phases of the rat down his throat. You can see he hangs out on this tree all day. He loves climbing this cage. It was the best thing I did was adding this little tree branch. What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here from Muscle Serpents Daily. You might hear some squawking in the back because the night birds are out now. Peacocks are letting everyone know it's time to go to sleep. And we did some feeding here at the facility. So I'm going to show you some snakes that ate, some that are in the process of eating, and all that jazz. Because you know what? When we're feeding, I think I might as well video what's going on. I very rarely do feeding videos, but I just, because some people don't like it. But, I don't. It's a fact of life. These snakes have to eat. They eat rodents or birds, and that's just the way it goes. So we're going to show some feeding here at the facility. Stay tuned. Feeding my super fire diamonds in the enclosure, and this one is hanging down like it would from a tree branch in the wild. Look at that. It's got its rat, and this one's got its rat. Very cool. All right, all the annulateds ate. Okay, this one's pushing the big medium rat down. That one just spacing itself out, spreading that rat down into its gut. Our other one over there, I'm shocked. They all ate medium, I should say small rats, not medium rats, sorry. But they usually eat mice, so that's a nice meal. That'll help really push them into breeding season, hopefully. And everyone seems to be happy. The key was keeping them all separate. They all left each other alone. We put them on different sides of the cage. Everyone ate. I know, it's not a good idea with very aggressively feeding snakes to feed them in the same cage. But these guys, they'll stay on the, if you put them on the separate part of the cage, they won't even go near each other. So it all worked out. And we kept an eye on them. So just easier than taking all 3 of them out of the cage. They're gonna go probably sit under that radiant heat panel up there and digest now. All right, the Boelens python got a nice medium rat. We usually feed him every 2 to 3 weeks, and because you don't want to overfeed these guys, and he's still swallowing that rat. He's very happy. He'll eat every week if I let him, but I don't, because I know that's the kiss of death for these guys. So you got to feed him sparingly. He's pushing that rat, the final phases of the rat down his throat. You can see he hangs out on this tree all day. He loves climbing this cage. It was the best thing I did was adding this little tree branch. There's my Stardust diamond python. She hasn't eaten in 2 weeks, so she's getting a nice medium-sized rat there. It's kind of like a small medium. Once again, you don't want to feed the diamonds too much either, because they could definitely get fat and then they won't breed. They won't be healthy. So she's slowly but surely getting that guy down. She'll take her time. I should put a time-lapse camera, but I'm so lazy. I don't want to sit here and wait. All right, there's Annie Hall, the Anaconda. She had 2 rats today. We didn't have jumbo ones, so we had to give her 2 mediums. And she was very happy to eat both of them. I am happy to report. And I think she's looking for another one, so that's why I'm not going too close to her. Normally she's very tame, but when there's food concerned, you always got to keep your eyes open. She's a beauty. She's getting so pretty as she's getting older too. I'm so happy with this. I'm so happy I get to keep her and watch her grow. And I will build her. I'm going to build her big enclosure. I don't know if I'm going to build her a Brian Barczyk enclosure. I don't know if I want a huge water feature like that. That might be a lot of work, cleaning that thing out when they poop in there. But I would definitely like to build her a big enclosure, maybe put like a little small water feature in there where she can soak herself if she wants. like I said, I think a big swimming water feature. I know they love it, but it's just a lot of work. We'll see. Never know. And I have to keep these guys indoors because she's a prohibited species here in Florida, and I have a special permit, so they cannot go out in an outdoor enclosure. They must stay inside. So it would take up my whole room here if I built an enclosure like that. I'd have to have another building. If I ever built another building, if I hit the lottery, and when I hit the lottery and I build my next building, then we'll build her a big enclosure like Brian has for his anacondas. Our big girl here, our albino leopard. It's a call albino leopard that I got from Tom Burke. May he rest in peace. He's a legend in boa breeding. I got him years ago from him. Went to his house. That's where I filmed the video on him. This whole breeding project, which I'm glad I did because it'll be around forever. And he was one of the initial early time boas that was super successful, producing some amazing morphs. And she's chilling now on the hot spot here. She's going to digest some food. I give her a medium rat. That's enough. She looks like she's gravid to me. I don't know. I thought she was going to produce last year for me. She didn't go. I have a mail in with her now, and we'll see. I haven't seen any breeding action, but she's eating, so probably unlikely that she's just a big girl because I've had her for a long time. Here's a gorgeous, gorgeous super hypo, or an ivory Burmese python. It's also granite. Looking really, really beautiful. Growing up nicely. Just 8. Nice medium rat. And we're going to leave her alone. Let her chill out. All right. I showed you her the other day, or this boy, I should say. Costa Rican T positive, Inca, possible het leopard. And he just shed, and he just ate a nice little mouse. Looking gorgeous. Look at this boy. Oh, I can't wait till he breeds. He's so beautiful. It's Costa Rican T positive, really a nice T positive line. And Inca, you can't go wrong adding Inca. Inca to anything is great because it gives a lot of pattern. It's very busy. And look, he wants another mouse. He's like, give me another one. I'll eat another one. All good here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas on feeding day. My IMG Scoria that doesn't even look like a Scoria anymore. He actually looks like a VPIT positive IMG. That's what he looks like. He's so dark, I can't believe it. No one would believe. If I show this picture to you and I don't tell you what it is, no one would guess Scoria. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Doesn't even look like a Scoria. He was a Scoria when I got him, though. Believe me. He just ate a nice rat. Or this girl, I said, she's a female, actually. She's my holdback. She's looking beautiful. Look at how dark she is. You'd never know this is a Scoria. I can't even believe how dark this has gotten. She's a great eater. I'll tell you something about Scorias. They are phenomenal eaters. If your Scoria isn't eating, there's something wrong with it. I can tell you that. It's either pregnant or it's sick. Because these things are eaters. All right, my little Arabesque blood, possible het albino, is very satisfied. I got to tell you, I had this boy breeding with my hypo blood female for over a year. I thought we were going to have babies, got nothing, and then he wasn't eating. So I was like, I would feed her, she'd eat, he wouldn't eat. So I had to separate them and just leave them apart. Now he's eating again. So these males, if they get too into the breeding thing, even if the female isn't receptive, they won't eat. So you sometimes have to take them out, and this one had to come out. He's got a terrible attitude too. This guy, I'm surprised he's not hissing at me. I think he's happy because I fed him. But we're gonna put him in with a different female, probably in another couple weeks after I get him a few meals in him, because he is beautiful. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. Hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a little quick one. We did a bunch of feeding today, and you can't film everything feeding, but we showed you some of the stuff that ate, some of the stuff after it ate. that's just the way it goes. And some of the cool snakes that I happen to just really like. So once again, feeding is part of the process of breeding and keeping snakes, and they eat rodents, and that's just the way it goes. Let me know in the comments below how many of you guys out there actually breed your own rodents. You would think I would, because I have so many snakes. I just can't do it. I can't take the smell. Pablo breeds mice. He brings the mice over, and my friend Matt brings mice and rats, and you know what? It's convenient. They're here. Let them do it. Everyone's got to make money, right? I don't mind paying them, you know. It's a convenience that I just don't want to do. I could build myself a rat building, and it's just a lot of work, and you know, it's more work than keeping snakes, and I don't get any pleasure. I don't like to do things I don't get pleasure out of. Maybe at some point, you know, in the future. I never discount, because if I eventually do rats at one point, people say, "Oh, you said you never do rats." I didn't say never. You know, if I was making good money, maybe, and maybe if I launched it as a business and I had a business partner to do it with, you know, it's something that I would consider doing. But it is a lot of work, and you guys have to understand that it's something that requires more probably attention than the snakes do, even, because rodents eat every day. They poop 10 times a day. You got to clean them. You got to give them fresh water. Yes, there is watering systems and all that stuff, but they break. They bite through the lines. Things leak. They make a mess. They smell. There is a big component to breeding rodents that you have to come to grips with, and that's, can you handle it? You know, don't overwhelm yourself, because once you do that, the hobby no longer becomes fun anymore. All right, those are my wise words of wisdom for you. Hopefully you're having a great week and a great week planned. And if you like what you're seeing, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, hit that like button, tell everyone how much you love the peacock noise in the back, and we'll see you back tomorrow morning.